Let's talk today about how to reposition. Look, this is the most important component of starting the 1v3 and 1v4 on Rebirth. So today, we're going to be doing a hybrid breakdown. I'm going to be giving you a few tips on how to start to reposition better, while also breaking down this 21 kill win that I had, really paying attention to how those tips actually apply. Now, as we're rolling early game, the first tip that I want to talk to you about is always challenge with momentum. And I think this is where a lot of people struggle. What we're going to see throughout this gameplay is there's a lot of situations where I'm able to get a clean down and thirst on the first player. And once I get that thirst and get that information, I notice that a player is separated from their squad. Instead of going crazy trying to reposition, I'm going to use that information to my advantage and immediately challenge that person. I'm going to challenge with momentum and take advantage of that information, which allows me to get that second kill, and then I keep going. Now, what we also need to talk about is what happens when things don't go our way. That's obviously a situation where it's super clean. We notice that somebody's separated, but when should we be actually looking to reposition? And there's kind of two situations. The first is when we get a clean down and thirst and we notice that enemies are stacking. And the second is when we take damage in a fight. So right here, I get the clean down and thirst. Notice that there's two below, but I have TCAP with me, so we're going to go ahead and challenge that. We're able to get that second kill. So those two situations, clean kill and they're stacking, or you take damage, you want to be repositioning. And repositioning is all about being unpredictable, but me telling you to just be unpredictable doesn't really do anything for you. How do you go about being unpredictable? Well, the first thing that I have for you, and this is kind of tip number 2, is going to be just keep moving. What we're looking to do is keep our enemies guessing as to where we actually are. So as I'm pushing up here, I'm going to go ahead and play this side right here. We're going to see if we can get this kill. We check around the corner. I get the break. We're going to go ahead and challenge this way. And what's going to happen next is we're going to challenge these dots on this back left side right here. Notice that there's a bunch all around this way. One's on my level. I'm going to challenge, and this guy actually drop shots pretty well. I take a lot of damage here. Now, right in this moment, I want you to pay attention to this dot right here. And this is where I talk about change of levels. So he's actually going to drop down. And when I say keep moving, I'm going to have to keep moving here. I'm going to use the stim for the speed boost. And I just need to get away. I just need to get to a point where I can now plate up, which leads me to tip number 3, which is get back in the fight. A lot of you are going crazy repositioning, not thinking about how am I actually going to get back in this fight. I took damage. I had to play fast and keep moving so that I can plate up, and now I'm looking to get back in the fight. This player's chasing me. I'm full plated. Got 33 rounds in the automaton. I'm back in this fight. Now I'm going to break him right there. I'm going to challenge. Now I'm going to be unpredictable. This is where I keep my enemies guessing. I'm always trying to think ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and challenge down this way, and I'm actually going to show you a bad example of repositioning real quick. Let's show what happens when it doesn't go well. I get the down. I get the thirst. I notice this guy right here. Now, this is a pretty easy situation that I should have just repositioned. I should have pulled back, rotated a little bit. All I had to do was quick reload with the MP40 and re-challenge that. But because I just kind of wait here thinking I have cover, which was a mistake, I get broken, and now it's too late. Now I can't make a move to be able to get that down, and I end up going down, and I get thirsted right there. It is what it is. And I wanted to show you that example of bad repositioning. But as we're dropping in here, we're able to get the MP40 back. And now we're going to start playing fast again. We're going to keep moving, knowing that those enemies are close by. And what I'm looking to do is replate. And now I'm back in the fight. You know, 37 rounds in the MP40. I'm full plates. And I can get back into this fight again. Now, not much is going to happen here, so real quick, if you are looking to get better at Rebirth, just consider hitting that subscribe button down below. I do videos every single day. My whole goal is just to help you get better at Rebirth. Start dropping 20 kills, 30 kill games, you know, start breaking PRs, getting more wins. So if you are looking to get better at Rebirth, just consider hitting that subscribe button down below so that my content gets pushed a little bit more. And like I said, I do videos every single day. I live stream on YouTube 4 days a week, so if you want to know when I'm posting and going live, make sure you turn on that notification bell. Now we're going to go ahead and push up this way and see what we can find, and we're going to have a pretty clean game throughout here. So we're really going to be paying attention to, you know, how do I go about approaching fights as well. I just did a video on that recently, and I'll go ahead and link my how to rotate and how to approach videos down in the comments for you. If you haven't seen those, make sure you go check them out. Talking about how do I determine who to rotate to and how do I go about approaching those teams, which then puts us in the situation to start repositioning. Now I pop this communication tower. I noticed that one is on my level, so I'm going to go ahead and push up to this heady right here, and I'm actually going to play patient. This is where I talk about approaching fights, playing a little bit patient. He's not going to check this heady, and I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait for him to get to a point where there is no point of return for him. We get the down, we get the thirst, we get the information that one is actually down below. So we're going to go ahead and immediately challenge this. Always challenge with momentum. Now, that momentum gets ruined when I get shot in the back from a guy who knows where, probably water tower. So now we're going to keep moving. We're going to play fast. We're going to replate. And now I know that there's still people over here, and I'm going to try to figure out where they are. Now, the mistake that I make right in this situation is I should have went and got information. There's a few people around here, probably 2 teams, but I'm not totally sure where they are. I've got $6,000, and instead of trying to float around, see where they are, I should have backed off and went and bought a UAV, got that definitive information about here's where everybody is. There's also 7 teams still up, so I want to figure out where everybody is. Where is this lobby? You know, I'm not seeing any shots on the minimap. People aren't really fighting, or they're at least not fighting around me. So where are these people? Now, right around the corner here, that's the guy who drop shotted earlier, but clearly he was playing a little bit more passive, just kind of waiting, using audio cues. I'm a little bit unpredictable. I play that other angle. We're able to get that down in thirst. Now, we're going to go ahead and push over here, pop UAV, and that's the time where we start to figure out, okay, where is everybody? We've still got 6 teams. We're going to drop 21 kills in this game, but right now our pace isn't great. We've got 8 so far. I'd like to be in, you know, the 12 to 15 range. Now, notice that there's a bunch of people living quarters. And one thing with being unpredictable and repositioning is acting quickly on information. I actually think I'm going to do a video pretty soon on how to start playing faster and give you some tips there. But we get the down right there. We get the next down right there with the automaton. And we're going to go ahead and get a thirst, and then we're going to go ahead and push in here. So just a reminder, a refresher of those 3 tips, right? Challenge with momentum, keep moving, and get back in the fight. You also want to be constantly anticipating, especially when you don't have information up. But we get a kill right here, 1 down below, 1 on my level. I'm going to challenge with momentum. I got 45 rounds in the MP40. I've got 4 plates in, so we're going to go ahead and see what we can find. We get the down, we get the thirst. 1 more left, which I don't know if he's on roof or this 2nd floor, but I'm actually going to go ahead and push over here and I'm going to leave him alive. I'm going to farm him, make sure he doesn't, you know, go anywhere, and we can let that team respawn back in and get more kills. Now, I hear some people over in big living quarters, so we're going to go ahead and challenge this in a second. And right here, you kind of see how when I don't take any damage, I'm immediately challenging that next enemy. The only time you want to be careful is when they are super close together. You've got to be cautious. Now, as we push up here, we're going to run into this team just camping in living quarters building. Look, the better teams are up at prison. The worst teams are in living quarters. And we're going to challenge this guy that's in the corner. We're going to go ahead and challenge this second guy right here. We get both downs and thirst. Now I'm in a bad spot. So I'm actually going to get a quick thirst here. This is a little bit over aggressive, but this quick thirst gives me the information that I need. Okay, 1 is already down, right? That dot right here is downed on my level, and the other one's ghosted. So I'm going to go ahead, get this second thirst right here, and immediately start to actually go to challenge that, which is over aggressive, and I catch this guy right here. So now we start to play a little bit faster. Now I need to be a little bit unpredictable. And when I talk about being unpredictable, I don't necessarily have to panic here, but I'm in a spot that not a lot of people are actually going to check. You know, they're going to check this room. They're going to check this room over this way. I'm kind of in a good spot. And now as soon as I'm replated and reloaded, I'm back in the fight. We get the down, or we get the thirst right there, 1 out front. So we're going to go ahead and play with momentum and challenge. And you're going to see that again coming up here in a second, where we're going to go ahead and push up this way. 2 teams fighting. We break 1 there. We get the thirst because it's a team wipe. And now I'm going to push in. I challenge this next guy with a little bit of movement. We break him. We get the down and thirst. Now, I don't necessarily challenge this with momentum. This was kind of a bad play that I bail myself out of with the stim. But I just kind of don't think this guy's actually going to push me. So I get caught out in the open. He breaks me. Now, I'm already in the stim, so I just go ahead and challenge this. Could you have repositioned there? Absolutely. You could have not only repositioned, you could have farmed that team as well if you just kind of rotate away, use your stim, use the speed boost from your stim to get away, let that team live for a little bit, then you're going to get back in that fight once you give them a little bit of time. Or you rotate over this way, you buy UAV, you figure out what's going on. We're going to go ahead and get UAV up, and we're going to actually push up towards prison area. 2 other teams, this lobby died out pretty quick. Like I said, we should have farmed this a little bit better. We probably should have farmed that team and maybe 1 other team throughout this to let the lobby stay a little bit healthier. Then all of a sudden, we're talking about 4 or 5 teams left in this circle, and now we're talking about potential 30 bomb pace at that point. But we're going to catch 1 inside here. We're going to go ahead and challenge. And notice that I do take damage here, so I immediately start to reposition. Now, I didn't take a lot, so I could have stayed in this fight, but notice 1's on my level, 1's up top. So I actually pull back here. I'm going to reposition. I'm going to plate back up, and now I'm back in the fight. I pop quick UAV to figure out where they are, and I get a little bit unlucky here. I'm going to die here. Watch this. This is the hard part of relying on your minimap too much. This is kind of why you can't assume based on what you see. Notice that he's up above. Next thing I know, he's right here. It's tough to see behind my camera, but he's actually right here. So that's where I get the ping. He's up top. All of a sudden, he drops down low. I get caught in a bad spot. I get downed, I get thirsted. It is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and push back in here. I wanted the MP40 back. A little bit aggressive, but we're going to challenge this way. Notice the second guy coming in from behind, so we immediately start that reposition. Pull out the pistol, kind of use gas to my advantage a little bit here because of the fact that he can't now challenge me, and I've got TCAP overlooking me. No plates, kind of in a tough spot. We're able to get that down right there. We're able to get that thirst. We got one flying in now on my level right behind me, so I challenge. I actually get down to... I think it was incendiary rounds. I'm not totally sure, but we're going to watch TCAP clutch this up. I want you to pay attention to not over-rezzing for your teammate here. He's going to start the res. He's actually going to take some damage, so he gets off immediately, starts to figure out how he's going to challenge here. If he goes down, you know, it's up to our last teammate who didn't do a whole lot this game. So TCAP's going to focus on clutching this up. Knowing that he has a lot of time to actually revive me. So he's patient with it. He's still patient with it. Now he's going to go ahead and hit the revive. I'm going to grab these plates, and we're back in this fight. Now, I immediately... he gets the team wipe right there, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if he did or not. No. One's still inside. One's still inside. So we're going to go ahead and reposition around here, starting to push back in the fight. We're actually going to rewind this. Notice that as I'm plating, I'm already pushing back in. That's where I talk about getting back in the fight. And even though I went down there, it is what it is. I don't need to play scared here. I just need to figure out where this guy is. I'm clearing corners, which is the one thing we didn't really talk about, was anticipating well and being ready for enemies. So we're trying to see what we can find. Don't really see anything. We've got two other people here. I'm just trying to bait him out somewhere, trying to anticipate around those corners, see what I can find. And we're just kind of wandering a little bit here. We don't have a ton of information about where people are. We don't have a UAV. We're trying to figure it out. We know that they've got to be somewhere close to this circle. And I'm actually going to catch one here in a second. And then we're going to push in. I don't have enough for a communication tower. We don't really have a buy station. Well, we do to the left. I actually hear one right around this way somewhere. Trying to see if I can find him. I catch him in this corner. And now we always challenge with momentum. We're immediately going to challenge. I'm ready around this corner. Crosshairs are out. Perfect centering here. I get the tag a little bit. So now I'm going to go ahead and push in. This is a little bit aggressive. I probably should have taken a different angle. This is pretty predictable that I would jump through this window. But it's the last guy, so we're able to get that down in thirst. I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.